Okay, greetings and well wishes. We're going to hop on in, and I that's what I should say, compelled to give us another true crime reading. So I'm going to pull all cards first, and then we're going to see what the messages and or synchronicities are. Okay. So if me telling you ahead of time what this message is going to be about does not resonate with you, so be it. If it does, I would say and assure you that I set the intention before this reading that the true crime reading be for a crime where the victim did survive. That was my hope. A long time ago, the very first true crime reading that I did off camera, it was so revealing, so specific, it freaked me out that I put these decks of cards that I purchased and invested in to the side for months. And I think my fear and hesitation of specifics like that coming out again is what has caused me to be wary. All right. So I'm going to put these back in, but abuse and neglect, celebrity, and home is what has come out. But if a crime has occurred within your awareness, okay, whatever that is has come out. So I'm going to see what this is. And we have fire and travel. And you are aware of it. Go ahead and write it down. Yeah, so I'm going to give this about 2 more shuffles, and then we're going to pull, and then I will pull from the other decks, and we'll see what synchronicities and alignments there are. But okay, those are the 2. Energy guides, ascended masters, ancestral realm, every energetic, vibrating, oscillating force in connection with the dimensions and realms and spaces and time that we are not aware of. If there has been a crime that has been committed that you would like to reveal information about, please do so through these cards this evening. Also, lay the cards out with specifics, so much so that they are actually able to be integrated within a case if someone would like to go and present hunches or ideas or pieces of evidence to look further into. For the scope of all things working out for the highest, best, good, will, and way is why we are engaging in this reading. Thank you ahead of time, and so shall it be. What case, what information would you like to show forth in this reading? We thank you ahead of time. What information would you like to, thank you, show for this reading? Thank you. What information would you like to talk about in this reading? All right. So we have beach, mind control, intuition, meeting, man-made disaster, and party. What energy would you like to come out from these decks of cards for this reading? Thank you in advance. What would you like to say? Thank you in advance. Thank you. What would you like to say? Thank you in advance. What would you like to say? And thank you in advance. We have the clarity of justice, the hidden clue, the legal integrity, the investigator's path, the hidden evidence, and I hope you saw investigator's path, the enigmatic cipher, forensic insight, ethical dilemma, the unveiling veil, and the truth seeker. And I was actually told not to take these last two cards that came out, just to let you know. But I did want to show them. Thank you. Continue reading out this spread and showing us what needs to be seen in the collective. And thank you so much for what has been said. And I thank you for what you will choose to say. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, that was an accident. I'm going to leave those. So everything happens for a reason. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let me just do one more. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that you would like to say? Thank you for what has come out. I would say on accident, but everything has come out clearly for a purpose. Anything else? Nope, the accidents were intentional. Okay. We have 2 burlap sap. We have dog tags. We have bathtub. I'm going to slide these over here. These cards appear to all be on this side of the table, so I'm going to place them as such, okay? Bottle, keyhole, sink, rope, pills, bloody handprint. And this card actually does not belong in that deck, and it came out, but we have here forensic insight. And because of the dog tags and this being what looks like an officer or a soldier with a weapon, I'm going to place that here. Okay. What other items of information would you like to reveal through this deck of cards? I know we already have so much out, and I am not limiting you as people are able to glean and carry for themselves what items you have revealed and that have come out that they want to go away with. Everything is intentional. I'm hearing it might not be every piece of evidence laid out here, but the pieces that are out here, if they are items that you are aware of, they are integral to this case, to these cases. And again, they can be in different states, countries, across time. They do not have to all be current. All right. What pieces of truth would you like to reveal? Thank you for what you have said. Is there anything that you would like to say from this deck of cards? Thank you so much for what you have said. Is there any piece of information or pieces of information? Okay. Let's go to our tarot cards. Are there any archetype? Any archetypes that you would like to have come out? Energy, personality traits, major, minor arcana, messages, descriptive terms on the cards that might resonate with an intrigued individual or an investigator. What are the realm of words that we need to see or that we need to be aware of? Okay. That's what I'm asking. Thank you for what you have said, and thank you for what you will reveal. Okay. Thank you for what you have said, and thank you for what you will reveal. Thank you for what you have said and what you will reveal. Okay. We have the Chariot. We have Two of Swords. We have the Moon and Ace of Cups. All right, so 2 major arcana, 2 minor arcana. The number here is 7. We have, of course, 2 of Swords. There is a 2 here, burlap sack, and there's a 2 here with 32 bathtub. We have the Moon, which is the 18. We do have a 1 with the 31 bottle, and we have a 1 with the 16 rope, and a 1 with the 51 pills card. And then we have Ace of Cups, okay? Starting at the beginning. 2 minor arcana, 2 major arcana. So 2 minor players, 2 major players. We have 2 yeses. We have a maybe and a no. We have 3 water elements. We have an air element. Okay? Now let's do our last deck of cards. Is there any specific time frame, location, pieces of information that you would like to reveal? Any specific time frame, location, days of the week, information that you would like to reveal. Thank you so much for what you have said and what you may choose to say if you choose to do so. All right. For our last deck of cards, any final messages? For our last deck of cards, are there any final messages? Thank you. For our last deck of cards, are there any final messages? All right. I'm taking this one. It refuses to go down. All right. We have in October, happened within 5 years on a windy day. A separate situation occurred in June. We have at dawn. Okay. And then we have here on a cloudy day at dusk. I'm going to get us some numbers to see if we have any synchronicities that will come out with the die for what has been said. Thank you so much. Okay. So we have 6, 6, 2, 2, 4, and 3. So 2 2s. We have a 3, a 4, and a 6. All right. And then let's look for our letters. All right. So I'm going down to the bottom in the middle, and whatever spells out, we will take that as well. Okay, here we go. We have F, U, R. We have D, H, C. We have Q, T, and L. We have another D and an L and a T. Okay, so 2 L's, 2 T's. On this that is up, we have an M and we have an N. So it could be M or N. We have an S. We have another D. We have another C and another C. Oh my. And we have a B. All right, let's go ahead and look at this together. Okay, this is very new for me. So potentially, in terms of time of day, if you're looking for synchronicities of reports, something might have happened on a cloudy day at a beach. Cloudy day, here's a cloudy day at a beach. It might have happened at dusk towards the evening, maybe in October when it was windy. Whatever crimes or crime we are talking about, it has occurred within 5 years. And then also we could have a situation that occurred at dawn or in June. So I'm going to move at dawn and at dusk together. We have in June and in October. So again, summer or fall, AM or PM, either way within 5 years, and it could be windy or cloudy. All right, let's start from the top. Intuition is key here. If this or any of the cards or letters or numbers are synchronistically sticking out to you, I want to be very clear. Use your intuition. If you have a hunch about something not being right, it is true. Something is not right. Now, it's going to take time and diligence to glean out what are the hidden aspects, that parts of this crime that is going to take time to uncover. But I'm hearing you can do this. You will have to exercise some mind control. Now, by mind control in this card, I'm seeing controlling your emotions, thinking logically. Who were the witnesses? What did the witness statements say? Is a witness motivated to make a statement that would support a certain person or individual or organization not being seen as guilty or having motive? If the crime did not occur at a beach or a beach house, it potentially occurred at a party. I'm hearing a person went to a party while at the beach. Man-made disaster. I don't know what to read for this, but potentially they might have been a part of a company trip, a franchise institution, and something went wrong with the transportation, whether it be boat or car, Uber, Lyft, or plane. Something happened. The disaster occurred, and maybe intentionally en route to, on the way back from, or during whatever this I'm hearing work trip is. There has been a meeting. Collaborators are involved. This could be the lawyers on the case. This could also be a meeting that you and your higher self or family members need to have together, to sit down like they all are with laptops here and with paper at one table and do research and assign roles. You Google and research or go into databases and look at all the information on this person. You look into finances. You looking into everything you can, or even doing your own preliminary research to put funds together to hire a PI or private investigator. Interestingly, ending with the term investigator, we have here investigators' path. So the path for these investigators can be teased out by family members, by you pinpointing areas of interest that, since it's your money, you want them to look into. When this happens, they are going to uncover hidden evidence. They might not have even been searching for this evidence, but something that they overlooked in the details about the situation is going to pop up to them. Know that there is a very enigmatic person, a hard to put your finger on type of character, who feels very sleuth, very under the radar, just a regular person who walks their dogs, has a bag on one shoulder, just wearing a jacket, just walking, a simple person. But whoever this individual is who's thinking that, oh, my very simple, don't draw too much attention to me type of life, and I saw pay attention when I said that, individual who's trying to get away with having committed this crime, there are patterns and symbols that hold deeper meanings when the analytical minds get together and they look at the pieces of this person's life. Why are they trying to stay under the radar so much? Again, there is insight when investigators with integrity look at this situation. But it starts with you using your intuition first. So I for intuition, integrity, insight, and investigation. Continuing, we see E on the board as well as it pertains to evidence and enigmatic, and we also have here ethical. The legal integrity meaning someone doing what is right when others are not looking, it's based on actions. And it's based on an honest commitment and not saying, well, it's not within the bounds of my job description to request this. You're going to have to ask this person to request this. It's a matter of credibility. It's a matter of painting a picture. And I hope that you can trust your investigator, because if you cannot, they are not the person with the legal integrity who's going to go above and beyond, unfortunately, to say this, as they would for a person who is a client that is paying them more. But you are seeing here that it is confirmed there is a hidden clue, hidden evidence, that when they go beyond the obvious evidence cataloged and logged in for them to pay attention to, they're going to see the subtle hints that were hidden, that is going to reveal what is this enigmatic. I should be curious. I should investigate what's the environment and the messages around this person. It's going to come up. So do feel confident in that is what this reading is saying. Now, again, with legal and justice, what we are searching for is just fairness for whoever the victim is, for them to have justice and for it to be clear justice, because of the dealings of, again, this hooded individual who thinks that they can get away with it. They think that their life and their behavior patterns and what their finances or financial statements say provide such a cipher that it's clear what they do and do not engage in. And again, we have the C here, but it's your decision to control your mind once you and your intuition reach the conclusion that more investigation needs to be done. There is going to be an ethical outcome. And then we lead here to ethical dilemma. This investigator is going to have a choice. They're either going to strive for finding the solution and going up and above holding ethical standards and making the decision that is critical and crucial to maintaining legal integrity and equal justice under the law, or they're going to allow themselves to be bought out. And again, who is hopefully not, but putting money even towards your lawyers to just let certain things go, not continue doing investigation? Hey, I know you're the lawyer on the other side. Looking into my son is what I'm hearing, who might have committed a crime with this individual at a party when they were at the beach in June, some time ago, or at dusk. Look, it was real windy. She probably couldn't see. There was potentially wind and sand blowing in her face, just hair blowing everywhere. And it was cloudy. The sun was out, so she probably couldn't see clearly, is what I'm hearing. Look, ethically, a lot of things can be mistaken. Just let this go. I'm hearing bought out, like this individual who is the investigator, the parents, the guardians, the lawyers of the trust are going to try to buy this lawyer's silence and stop them from investigating and going more down a path of seeing the pattern. So there's the P's right there: path and pattern and party. Now with this third row here, there was some blood evidence. We have 5, 51, and 53. And when you add the 3 plus the 2, you definitely get a 5. So 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 5s out here, 3 physically. There can be a change with where this investigation is going. 5 being the number for change after 4 foundations. However, because this individual was drugged, the victim was drugged with pills, and potentially even in addition to that, some type of tincture, liquid substance inside of a bottle. So we even have bottle of pills, looking at these images 51 and 31, bottle and pills. It might have been given to them. What I'm seeing is a triangulation at the party. So not at the beach when everything was going good, at the party when whoever this shady masculine is wanted the outcome with this feminine that they wanted. Seemed like it might not have happened. Pills, something in a bottle was given. Even I'm hearing a rope was involved. So the person was tied down and their eyesight covered up. And I'm going to move this up so that you can see that. So I'm seeing here that it's unfortunately a feminine that I'm feeling in this reading that is the victim, due to this being a feminine image here with a bathing suit on. So we have a bathing suit again at the beach, but rope was used and their eyes were covered, burlap sap. So I'm even hearing the person who is going to try to pay off your investigator, hey, she couldn't even see. Like, she had something covering her eyes. This family member, this person who's trying to protect this masculine individual, is going to slip up and state a piece of evidence that only the perpetrator would have known and the victim, which was not only was she tied down to the bed, to the, I'm hearing post, potentially like a post in the house railing, but she also was blindfolded. Something was preventing her from being able to see, so she doesn't even know who the victim is. And when that person says that to the investigator, that's going to be the missing link. The person is guilty. You're just going to have to figure out now, or the investigator's just going to have to figure out now how to prove that. Because if this family member, entrepreneur, whoever comes up and was like, she couldn't see, and tells you how, besides also insinuating, well, she had drugs in her system. Y'all did a blood test, didn't you? Y'all did a urine test, didn't you? You tested her hair, didn't you? I mean, when you test hair, you're going to see things for a longer period of time on there. So I know you saw that she had some form of drugs or narcotics in her system. And yeah, there might have been bruise marks. Girls these days, they like things to be tied down. And seeing interesting how the rope is up under the woman in the bathing suit's body. They like being tied down, that other kinky type of stuff. And sometimes even blindfolded, remove one of the senses. What I also see here, and man, this is crazy with these dog tags. And we have a synchronicity here of 3. So we have 5 from the 51, and then we have the 5 from the 53. We also have out here a large set of 3s. The 3 in the 53, the 3 in the 30, the 3 in the 32, the 3 in the 43, and the 3 in the 31. So that is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You can even play it backwards with 6 minus 1 is 5. So we have our 5s and our 3s. Something with these 3 D's and these 3 C's in a person with a military background. And again, we have nothing out here about age. Age can be inferred. I'm seeing here that it definitely could be a older male, wealthy, well-to-do, who might be a trust fund, a former trust fund kid, but the trust fund is just continually coming in. Could be 51, could be 53, could be 30, 32, 43, 31 years old. I hope this is not the case. A P file incident of it occurring with a minor, because the only 2 singular cards we have out here is 5 and 2. But unfortunately, there are people like that in this world who are attracted to very young age youth, inappropriate ages. Let's just put that at that. Anyone under the age of giving full consent at 18 and above. period. Could even safely say it should be 21 and above. But this person might have military experience, be an older man with military experience. Current residents could be, cannot let go of this synchronicity here in DC. Washington, D.C. is what we're referring to. Might have been where they came from or where they went to or where they are currently residing. With this QTL, I actually originally thought of ATL for Atlanta, and even HTL for Hotlanta is what some people refer to Atlanta as. She was asked to wash up at the sink, to clean things off. I'm hearing if they go back and clean up under, even pull the silver part from around the bottom sink rim up and swab, there's still going to be some evidence there. Bathtub is significant. So again, she was, because things potentially got messy, might have had a bruised face, very bloody eye, very bloody lip. I'm hearing eardrum even might have been banged out. Person was also told to get into the bathtub. So yes, once the crime had been committed, with this rope, person binded down and their eyesight covered, they were forced to clean or were cleaned themselves. And with keyhole here, wow, with keyhole, there was a witness, potentially a hotel or housemaid. I actually heard housemaid first, who came in and cleaned up. There might have been a housemate, if not a housemaid, so H and M. Now remember, we did have M on the other side. So a housemaid who is supposed to clean up, who saw blood in places where they don't know how and why, the amount of blood, or why blood at all, even if a person was shaving themselves. I'm hearing even if he was shaving his beard, why would there have been blood in this area of the bathroom? That was not his blood. Housemaid who saw that. And even if it was a housemate, a friend who was also there for the weekend, I'm hearing, hey, you can fly down, come to the beach with me. We're going to have a good time. We're going to go to a party. You haven't been out in a while. You got to loosen up. And that, I'm hearing veteran friend, that former friend, because I'm sure they're not friends anymore. That person is even going to be a missing link, a hidden piece of evidence, who is going to need to be coerced, comforted, informed that there are clues that have revealed that this person committed a crime to this person and that you were there that weekend. And we're just trying to get clarity and get justice for the victim. But someone saw, someone was aware, again, with this red in this tub, of the blood, the aftermath of this situation. It was just too much to cover up that something bad had happened. Now we have here 2-2. So again, her age might be 22. He might be, again, a man who could be 66 years old, but his body, again, don't judge a book by its cover. He is very well fit. I'm hearing he always gets mistaken for being in his 30s, if not 40s max, like 46 max age he's mistaken for, but he likes older girls. She might have even have been 34, thinking, hey, I'm going to go out. It's a girls' weekend. I met this guy. He's very mature. He's 66. I'm 34, whatever with the age range. Former military. I'm sure he's very respectful, if that is the case here. And now let's also look at what these cards down at the bottom are revealing. So Chariot, self-reliant, energetic, and strong. You will be met with competition and many obstacles, but your willpower and focus will lead to ultimate success. Have faith in yourself take the reins, and be in control of your destiny. So I'm just going to hold that up so you can see it. That is definitely a confirmation here. Rely on your intuition. Be self-reliant and stay energetically in control of your emotions, mind control, and definitely stay strong. You are being met with a competition. Again, competition of who is going to lure this investigator to do the research, to look for the hidden clues and the insights that need to be used in court. And ethically, they're going to really need to put themselves in the position of the family members and of this victim in order to note that there may be already a realization of many obstacles, but their willpower, your willpower, is leading to ultimate success. It's just a matter of confidence, faith in self, taking the reins, having this meeting, doing that research, and controlling the destined outcome, which is, and we see it up here, not only clarity of justice, but it's also definitely winning the case. All right. So use that willpower. And water, definitely feeling that this is a crime that occurred at the beach. Okay. During a beach weekend, a beach stay. That information is coming out. We also have a 7 here. So 6 and 7. When you add the 4 and the 3, you also have a 7. And when you add the 1 and the 6 from the 16, you also have a 7. So we have 7, 7, and 7 out here. And also when you add the 3 and the 4 here, you have 7. So we have 7, 7, 7, and 7 for this major arcana card. Now with our 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is about being stuck with a difficult decision and being afraid to proceed. However, lack of action may make the situation worse. A decision must be made, but only once you have all the needed information. So again, to this lawyer, to this investigator, to this criminal research team, to this family, we are not shying away from seeing confirmations here that this case is hard to prove. However, it is possible. We have a guarantee here that it will lead to ultimate success with this charity card. That's literally what it says here. Willpower and focus will lead to ultimate success. But what needs to be done is making the difficult decision to not be afraid of proceeding. It's only going to make the situation worse. This person's going to feel more emboldened to continue their enigmatic, cipher-like, general, I'm just, former military, former police officer, whatever type of stature, or I should say persona, if that is who the criminal is in this case, and continue to get away with committing this type of crime, just going to another location. But the information here where it says, but only once you have all the needed information, that is proof that work needs to be done. More work has to be done by these investigators to uncover and locate the hidden evidence and the hidden clue. There is obviously still work that needs to be done. So this is definitely a confirmation. And to the family members and the victim, maybe you need a new lawyer and new investigators. Maybe you need a new team. Next here we have the Moon card. All right. So it's definitely coming with the at dusk time of day. So potentially this crime did occur at night at a place where people are partying in a club-like environment. I'm even seeing like a lot of red out here, so red lights, but it says here with the moon, this card, the moon, represents your fears and illusions and often comes out when you are projecting fear into your present and your future based on your past experiences. So thinking we don't get justice, this person or these type of people always get away with it. Those types of thoughts is what I'm hearing. It says you may have a painful memory that caused emotional distress, and rather than dealing with the emotions, you pushed them down deep into your subconscious. So there are some even hidden enemies, some danger with thinking, well, how should I move forward? And if we don't know how to move forward, and the lawyers don't know how to move forward, and they're saying it's going to cost this much in order to have investigators, but if we win this case, when we win this case, because the evidence is out there, we can have part of the settlement payment be to pay off all the lawyers and the investigators. But how are we even going to fathom that price tag to even get the research that needs to be done in order to get the legal clarity and justice for the just outcome? It's a dilemma. It's a dilemma that I'm hearing this family situation, like they really do want clarity for this. And then finally, we have here, so there's definite concern. We have confirmations for this out on the table. Moon is your concerns. And the person potentially not even wanting to, for lack of a better phrase, relive that situation. And then finally, we have here Ace of Cups, the beginning of emotional fulfillment of love, compassion, and happiness. Perhaps you are starting a new relationship where you are giving and receiving love with another person. Open your heart to those around you, learn forgiveness, and reach out and make connections. From this card, what I'm getting is you're definitely needing to reach out and make connections, potentially with a new investigator, a new lawyer, a new law team. This is not so much about love as it is starting from the beginning to have the emotional fulfillment, the outcome of this case, to have a compassionate lawyer team on your side who's willing to say, I don't have a relationship with whoever this person was who came and petitioned on his behalf to, pay that lawyer off to just let things go. I'm going to give to you the care, the respect that the other person should have. I'm hearing you're going to need to switch like legal teams. Like you're going to need a new legal team, a person who is compassionate, who knows that, yes, there's an overflow of emotions to get justice for the situation, but they can compartmentalize that. And I'm hearing the answer is yes. If you're wondering if you should pursue a route of getting a new legal team or a new lawyer, the answer at the bottom of this card is yes. And again, water. Maybe even asking the person after a few meetings, what month is your birthday in? Not for their specific birth date, because that freaks some people out, but even to know, hey, is your birthday at the beginning of month so-and-so or the end of month so-and-so, to know if they are a water sign, potentially. Person who will have the compassion, but also because of their legal field, the logic. So if this resonates or helps the situation, so be it. All the best and good night.